Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever Smack League podcast, the first of its kind ever. My name is David Frederick Kawoya, the Chief Marketing Officer of the Smack League. We're here at Lock and Key, our hosts for this podcast, and we're joined by a very, very special guest, a visionary, the founder of the Smack League, and also the managing director of Chakala Sports Limited, Mr. Tumusime Moses.
Mose, as we call him. Welcome to our very first episode. Uh,
Thank you, David.
Thank you,
We're
David.
very
I'm
happy
nice
to
to have
have
you. Yeah, we're going to discuss a lot of things ranging from very many subjects, but of course, there's only one place to start.
Yes.
As the founder of the Smart League, what inspired you to start the Smart League?
Thank you, David. First of all, I'd like by thanking you for making me the first guest of the Smart Week podcast. And we are hopeful and very optimistic that it will catch fire, like the people like to say these days. Also, to thank you for this well thought initiative. Like everything else, something has to start and someone has to start something. So, going to your question of the inspiration, is an event. The inspiration came from, first of all, an event, and then also the what I felt inside, and you could say what I am as a person in terms of character. So, beginning, if I were to go back as character, I'm a very social person. I don't know whether that is true, but I think it is true. And one of the things I love to do is to commune. Commune, like be with friends, talk, get to know each other more, especially those that you have a past history. And so that is the character. Now, going to the event, around 2011, some two colleagues, how would I say colleagues? People are in the apprentices, actually two Bodonians. They organized an event that they called the Old School Festival. That was supposed to take place at Mobs. And it was supposed to involve different schools, especially the known ones, us. I would say us who may do into these schools within Kampala, Buganda, the big traditional schools. So their gala, they call it a festival, was supposed to have all kinds of sports, basketball, and they are divided all schools. If you're to mention Smack, Button, and Young, all the girls' schools, Gayaza, Nabingo, and Sunsa. It is something I liked. I liked the idea because, first of all, at that time, personally, I was finishing campus. But I felt like that festival would be a good way maybe to keep connecting. What year is this? 2011. Wow, okay, yeah. 2011, yeah, we're finishing campus, but basically, we're done our last exams, waiting for graduation the next year. So I liked the idea, and I even mobilized without them knowing for we to actually turn up for that event. Those days, Facebook was the thing, so there was a page on Facebook about the work the girl, unlike today where you are. There is everything now, everything, even WhatsApp wasn't there then. So what the mobilization was happening on that Facebook page, according guys, this festival, please register your teams. Unfortunately, that event didn't turn up well. But for me, the idea had actually what? Stuck with me. Yeah, so that was 2011. So I kept on doing my character. We used to meet for rugby games with my classmates. That is the class of 2007. Then of course when you go there you meet other people who you're with in SMARC. So in 2014, now we've straight from January to 2014. There's a gentleman who was one class I met, we called Kabazi Paul. Kabazi Paul is actually a doctor now. He was in the Zimbabwe. So I meet him at Rugby Club randomly. Catch up, hey, how are things going? Yeah, it was a rugby player like myself. I should be right. So he told me that their class, Zimbas, they had started a foundation. But the main thing he told me that they were getting together. I was like, I think you guys should also try and do something like that. It's like, okay. So the next weekend, we were scheduled to still for that begins. It's about 7 classmates of mine. So I tell them that, by the way, I meet Abazi, and he told me that they are doing something as a class with a deliberate aim of keeping together, supporting each other. And that's like, and of course, these guys definitely they're also like me. They're people who like the whole idea of community. They're like, okay, why don't we do it? So among ourselves there, we decided that we needed to do a reunion as a class. So as a class, ALKS, yes, ALKS. As ALKS, we actually made a small committee among ourselves. As the 7 who are there, of course, we had another people, we had their partition. And then, so our plan then was that we were going to mobilize for the reunion. That was to 2014 early. I would say it was around March or it was. So we started having meetings at each other's homes. The 7 that were there. And these meetings were happening on Sunday. So we would say this weekend, let's meet at Mose's place. We invite guys to brainstorm and share ideas of what we wanted to do exactly. So this whole ALKS thing, we discussed it and set a date for the reunion. Now, of course, at the reunion, we were expecting members to show up, but also when they showed up, we needed to present to them what we wanted, the vision, what we wanted to do. So we broke down the whole thing, the investment arm, there was a social arm, there was a welfare arm, there was leadership, and now in the social arm, there was sports. So it's supposed to be having games, some soccer to begin with. So we mobilized, and that reunion happened in 2014 at Silver Springs, but I think the number attendance was 77 people, which was quite, you couldn't believe people actually showed up. And from that room, there were so many ideas. I remember we invited the Zenobi called Deo Katezi as our guest of honor. So he came and he told us, he presented the theme was the power of numbers. He told us all that. But I want you to hang on to the social arm. So that was 2014. And then now we started trying to actualize this vision in the different things I've talked about. Unfortunately, that journey did not happen quite well. Of the whole ALKS initiative or group and the different things. The only thing that remained in the life was the social arm. Yes. Now in the social arm, we're doing sports. We would meet, we would play sometimes with Makere, Chambo, Go. We would split ourselves into 2 teams, if we play. There was a tournament that happened at Philip Omondi it was organized by the 4040 Foundation for, I think you know what they do, 4040. And we participated in that tournament. That time we had a colleague who was very much pushy. He actually sponsored us so we had beeps as the different colors of the houses were. Smack. Unfortunately, that's a gentleman, Luwundo Sam Jr., first story. This story rest in peace. So now we move into 2015. At the next, when we was supposed to have the AGM, remember we had the reunion, from union it's supposed to be AGM, the numbers had dropped. So the idea in a way lost steam. Then along the way, we had, thoroughly. So one of my colleagues told me, but you know what? You know all this markets. The production assemble then. And we start doing a league. I think that time the league had like 4 teams. That was like 2015 or 16. I was like, okay. I got started. So that time I told you Facebook was still a thing, or at least it is where you would contact people. Even if you do not have someone's WhatsApp number, but you'd still go to Facebook, inbox them. So I remember I started by contacting those that I knew from school. So these are classes that were close to us, elites. Block owners were not close to us, but they had a brother in my class. And I knew they were playing football actively. So that was about so in my reaching out, I reached up to about 4 teams for the trial. I remember the first game happened at Chadrando between the Tsunamis and Zoos. Behind the backside. The football side behind. Yes, yes. And the guys were playing barefooted. That's there. The Arembe was still there with this camera. He came and captured photos. Then we had other games. Outcasts came on board. Now, I was either getting these guys from Facebook or rugby girls. So you go to rugby, you find, say, someone from Window. Name I found Rich. There were some sevens tournaments between schools, calling it Mantwala Sevens. So I told him, by the way, we need to play you guys. He said, I'll talk to the soccer guys. So the next weekend they were there. So now, that is from inspiration to the stars. Now, after about 3 or 4 games, I realized actually we had started. So now I had, with a few classmates of mine, I had to deliberately now look at getting a rival venue where we're going to have guys play, because by then there were about 8 teams. So if guys played this weekend, like even next weekend, we should maybe come and play. For if they played like say Zimbas this weekend, then the outcast like both want to play those weeks. So that is when now I went to Chambobo and booked a pitch for some time. At that time there were 12 teams, and all these now were come to play friendly. So we'd have 3 games a day. We'd have midday, 2 and 4 p.m. But of course, each team was playing 3 games. No, each team was playing 1 game. So all the 6 teams, basically you would have like 6 teams on this weekend, and then there's another 6 or the other weekend. Yeah. So, but why there's that spacing is because, of course, you would go wait for guys to show up. Sometimes they don't show up. It was raining at some point. Yeah, so then the friend we started actually picking up. We remember, I think it was around that time, then we started the Facebook page, or that's current Smart League Facebook page. So by the time, as the games went on, people would keep asking, so who is on top? I'm like, no, we're just playing friend. Like, no, you record our balls. We want to know who is on top. They had become competitive. Yes. So I would actually go with my camera, with my phone. I take photos. There was another colleague from Edith, Kajina Nicholas, to take the photos every other day. And then we post them or share or send them to guys. Of course, then it was real. Very, very, the energy you see today was not there. Guys were unfit. Guys were few. You find a team, 6 guys showing up. I remember sometime I had to play. It was still high aside there. It was about we showed up. Oh, so if 2 teams come in at 6 players, the play 6 aside. Yes. Oh, if the other guys hanging around you, you're trying to play. You understand? So if you're 11, you do the big pitch. You get it? I remember I was forced to be playing even for some teams. So they're like, we are not enough. You play for us. But you guys, my football is. Say, but it's okay. You play. Yeah. So that was 2016, around say August. So from July 2016, that is when these friendlies happened. The test, the pilot run. But I can tell you by November 2016, people were in Mali, Eric. You get? So by November, we started now planning how to actually manage a league. Started looking for a venue, because Chambogo was a bit not sustainable, public places. Sometimes the university can have its own program. They are going to bounce you. So we started looking for those days. Maybe I can show a picture of the friendlies. It's just a few guys coming. Maybe there are two teams arrive when these ones are playing. You sit under the tree. No fancy things of what you see today. Stage, chairs, nothing. No speakers. Maybe there'll be guys saying ice cream, random guys moving around. So that was the picture of Chambo. Sometimes we'd play up on the west end or down. I don't know which one is east or west, but we'd play either down this side near First Technology or up via Banda. Would either change according to which place was available. Yeah. So by November, we had started planning for the league. And of course, word had moved around on Twitter. And around that time, still among the alumni leagues, it was only Terry that was going on. And that's who were trying to start Tantare League. Yeah, so we started planning. We formed a committee among ourselves. A small committee, the Martin Mutumba treasurer, Edwin, likes of Chiomira, of Devos, Kaoya Dixon, Tsunamis. I keep mentioning names of the guys. Some I may forget. Yiga, Harembe, those Azus, we know them very well. So we did a small committee. And then I think because those meetings were the real foundation of the league. Because you had to argue about everything. Yeah. The foundation. Yes. What is this about? Even the name. What? Yeah, what other name propositions were there? Were there other options? Yes, I would struggle to remember, although since the Smart League came out naturally. Yeah, it took, but also to add the Smart League was also something that still had to come out of the debate. So the Smart League, Smakobali, this, until the Smart League carried the day. So we had to talk rules. We had to talk guest players. People see them today. Of course, they've caused a bit of controversy and a lot of it, but they were actually a very good addition from the start. So as I told you, the teams would show up, you find 4 guys have come. But now maybe you, as you are coming from church, you had gone with your bro at church. So you come, and then your bro is like, I'll let him play for us. You understand? Yeah. Or maybe you are around Chambogo. Let's say you're in Pirates. Pirates was still in third year. And you have a friend in Chambogo who you just know. But I'm here, we have come to play football. Anyway, let me come. So when the guy comes and finds guys a few, he has to play. There was a gentleman, Alfred Chiza. He used to come with his brother-in-law. Alfred Chiza, veteran, that's my chairman. Yes. And the brother is very passionate Arafat. It's called Arafat. So by the time we started, some of these guys were even more enthusiastic than people who are actually smarties. The commitment. So the whole thing of actually putting a guest player was not to strengthen. Primarily, the reason was not to strengthen teams. It was to accommodate our networks. You understand? If you have a group, if you have the guys you met at campus who became part of your clique, why would you exclude such a guy? Sure. Also, second to that was to show that we're actually open. It's not just a growth, smartest thing. So I was telling you that these discussions happen at Valhalla, which is now Zimbabwe, and we are still with them as at least this season. They are part of us, right? So these discussions happen at Zimbabwe. Behind there, the trip behind these two sit there with Andrew Bugembe, Hilary Babuma, and we discuss and argued, smartly. See, they will not agree to anything before it is exhaustively discuss the evidence, illustrations, and everything. So in those meetings, I remember there was a group that argued that we should just play and go away. You understand? Then there's like, no, but the purpose is to catch up. How would you play and leave? Then on format, there was another discussion that we should play 11 as haze. So there were guys who were very fit, elite. Their team was still fit, and the guys were many. For them, they had always been playing big fish. So everybody play big fish. And like, no. So you know, Saturday.
And I'm sure they had their advocates. Yes. I'm sure Mutumba was a big part of that.
Yes. Edwin Butuba. So there was that argument. The guys like, no, you guys may be able to play, but other people do not want manage. So in that meeting, we had to do a budget for the season. We had to look for a venue. Luckily, Alfred, former chairman, was happy to be on the board of Bat Party. The school is an OB there, the old boys board. So he actually got us back to back. We started playing there. Before we left that place, we did some CSR. We played 2 seasons there. So the objectives of the league now, to really refine them, of course, we all have ideas. Yes, we're doing this to meet, to connect. But now, how do we word them? The objective number 1, objective number 2. Of course, key among this them was to the mission that to create a platform that will go to the level of providing the required social support with its members. Then you look at objectives. You wanted to create, maintain, and avail a mutual business platform. You understand? So this platform, mutual, it like we support each other. Create, maintain, and avail a platform. Then we looked at, of course, fitness. The other thing also, Smakomba, our mother organization, was a bit struggling in that particular age bracket. So it's still in our own objective, saying we want to bolster the outreach of Smakomba. Once we have this platform, we would have given them a very wide catchment area where they'll find these lobbies. So we discuss objectives, and I not list all of them, but those were the key. Of course, networking. That's networking somehow covers all of them. So we had the venue, we do a budget, and the group that was saying we play and leave, because of the monetary implications, somehow almost swayed. But us were saying, no, we have to actually stay and network. Still, our point was heard. So, our first match day, 2017, 7th January 2017. Well, like, we'll do a trial and see. Those that want to play a league, you will see what is going to actually happen. So we said our first match day, the teams are 12. At that time, of course, also we had to look at this one. You guys will want to hear it since you're among the young teams. You have to look at how do you qualify to beat the league. Of course, that one we looked at age, energy in terms of for the competition. People were scared that, man, if you beat Bere and Bere is going to overrate. Yes. So we say, no, the youngest people, to join Smart League, you must have finished 3rd year. And the belief was that after 3rd year, you need the network. You understand? But also, we were happy that even then it would mean that Smart League would have an unneeded conveyor belt. Teams would what? Every year would have a team join. So that year, Pirates, that was 2017. I think they were, those that were on campus were in 4th year. But the ones in 3rd year hadn't finished. Or at least were graduating that January. Yeah, they were graduating that January. So Pirates were the youngest team in 2017. I think you guys were invited from 27 years. Wow, Jesus. And then Vendors with the oldest team. But now I'm a composition. But in reaching out for me, I reached out to so many things. Some teams had kind of not believed, like everything in the beginning. Some had not believed that maybe this is they didn't believe maybe it would work. So we started. After match day 1, we actually had 3 requests of 3 cohorts that wanted to join. And these were Kiama, Bushmen and Mamateo. Actually, those guys officially joined competing in season 2, but they actually were part of us in season 1. So they used to come and play friendlies. So what happened is that there were 12 teams. Now we added Cyclones to the teams playing friendlies. So after the 12 fixtures, you will have another 2 that involve Kiama, Cyclone, Water. Cyclones were preparing to join the next season. Even this one somehow had to join the next season. Yeah, so that is the part of the inspiration and where it started.
Yeah, so 2017, January 7th is when we start, we kick off. But in my process of reaching out to teams, as earlier, I told you about the use of Facebook and rugby. Because also one of the things that got me in trouble with my rugby people was that I started a soccer league, and for them they had nothing
You
to
forgot
do.
about the game.
Yes. So they always, they were always bugging me. People like Yahweh of Zimbas. Like, for us, we have nothing to do. Why don't we also start a rugby league?
What number were you playing?
I was a scrum half, number 9.
You had a team already. What team were you playing for?
Rugby? No. Okay. Rugby, I played a bit for Impis. Impis, Makerere University, I played one game. And then Impis 2. That was around 2009 and 10. Yes.
Okay.
But
okay.
the rugby I'm emphasizing was back in school. Yeah. So because that's what most of them knew me for. Actually, a big number of guys who saw me, who were with in school, say from Tsunamis to Window upwards. At least those ones knew me for rugby. That's the thing they knew me for, mostly. Yeah, so in reaching out, I reached out to quite a number. Some people naturally responded quickly because of proximity. They say they knew you. If you reach out to someone who is, say, in Devils, Zimbas, Elite, they knew Moses, so it was easy for them to respond. But there were those that were a bit far away, like Bushmen, say, Kiama. You see this guy telling them about soccer league, and they probably didn't take him serious. Yeah, so when we started off, 12 teams heeded the call. All these, like I told you, now I can tell you, my connection to pirates and mafias was through Sekate. Sekate was a coach, rugby coach of SMAC. I had met Sekate when we had some game with a friendly with the school team. So I reached out to him. Sekate gave me the people who would get me mafias. Actually, one of the people he gave me was not even in the country, Baki. Edgar Baki was still at university in Tanzania. So then, and somehow I got to Blaze. Then Blaze now got me the Pirates. And then Vendors, I had met one of them because I was never in school with Vendors. So I had met Joseph Bugabo, the head of DC last season. Yeah. I met him at other events and he told me I was a smacky. So when I told him, by the way, you need to bring your team, they were ready. Surprisingly, maybe another story that will come out, the first team with the kit.
Who?
Vendors. Even when we were doing friendlies in Chamber.
Alks.
No. Alks had bibs.
I don't. Oh.
So when we were doing friendlies in Chambogo, actually vendors had
their kit.
Yes. Okay, vendors, block owners.
Was it still pink?
No, they had a green one. I think it used to have
pink and green.
No, they had a green one. The original one, it had Matoke Republic. Was their sponsor. Yes. So then block owners, I told you, there was a person in my year who had a brother in block owners. And that brother was Dungu, Stephen, I think you've seen him.
Yes.
So I had a brother in my class called Humphrey. So that was how I got to know those ones. Then window, it was Orech. I don't know if you know Orech, Michael.
Yes. Yeah.
And I met him at rugby club. Then Devos. I'm trying to remember my first contact. Because Devos, I knew them very well from school. Yeah, but Devos, I think there was a gentleman who was very active with Smakoba called Tarima Morris. He's the one I contacted. Should have been through Facebook. Then eventually the other members now who are meeting because of who like responded to the call, Bugembe, Chirumira, they came through. Then outcasts, that I remember I actually reached out to Otuom on Facebook. Zimbas, they were already very close. I see them every other day, and even remember the story of how some of the inspiration came from one of the members I met. Us, of course, were already on the move. Elite, they were also very active, and they heeded the call faster than very many other people. Like if you look at their members, Mutumba, Edwin, Kajina, they were very, very active in the whole foundation. They were they were the foot soldiers then of the whole initiative. Then you go to Zulus. Yeah, Zulus, I think I met Baxter, someone called Bakeine. But also they were not very far from me, but I think I met him at rugby club. Then Tsunamis, I think Alex Wicham, let's find him at rugby club. Then, no, actually not Alex, the Tsunami that came first was Kawoya Dixon. Kawoya Dixon, I used to meet him around Christ the King. I think he was working with some law firm there, but he was also a man who responded to the idea. I remember even the Chambogo venue, we actually sourced it together. He had the contact that connected us to the Chambogo guys. That was Tsunamis. After Tsunamis, I told you Mafia's Sekate. Then through Sekate, I got Blaze, who also got me the Pirates. Sent me Amos number, the former CFO. Yeah, but so those 12 started. But immediately after 1 week, one match day, news had moved around. So I got a contact from Mama Teo, somebody, Maurice Barije, the current board chairman actually.
Yes.
Then I got Kiyama Jarvis. I think those ones, it was, they really bugged Mike Chitaka to join. Then Bushmen, Andrew Kasule, they also, since you know Bushmen and block owners are close, automatically if block owners were there, the Bushmen got to know about it, plus Kiyama. So now these three wanted to join. But again, 3 would make an odd number. Yes, it would be 15. So like, you know what, we sat, of course, we thought about it. Remember, this had never been done before. So also a bit cautious and careful not to mess it up. So like, you know what, you come and be playing friendlies. You will join actually next season. Of course, they did not agree with it, but there was nothing to do. So they came and played with us. So actually, much as there were 12 competing teams, there were 16 teams. And we used to crowd that Battery place. Parking, people used to park outside on the road. And we had a good time there. So that was the story of inspiration, conceptualizing, and actually starting.
So at the start, you mentioned the people that were with you in this initiative, who were like Edwin, Mutumba, Arembe with the photography. Arembe still does our photography, by the way.
Yes. And he's the chairman of council.
And he's also the current chairman of council. Very interesting. So could you kind of, should I say shout out to the people that, you know, at the start, they were there at the start, you know, like, they are also part of the reason why the league is where it is today.
Yeah. When you speak of people who were there in the beginning, there are so many. Some were visible, others were behind the scenes. Because like I told you, the whole story of the inspiration is that to begin with, my meeting with Kabazi somehow sparked the idea. Then my meeting with my guys where we're watching rugby somehow pushed us to, it was like it's something that would still push us to this point. But coming to inspiration to start the league, all the people, like I said, there are different categories. There are those that were in the background. Now like my classmates, I remember we were in a Mutungo. There's a friend of mine, a classmate called Aule, Walter. So those guys, I think, That time entire league was happening at James Cambridge. So when they came back, that's when they told me that, you know what, we know among the stars it is you with the contacts, and you can actually mobilize, because of course it had happened with our union previously. I will tell you a story that with our union of ALCs in 2014, we had to do class lists. These are all-level class lists. So you say, I don't know how many streams you guys were.
4. ABC.
Today there could be more. So even us, it was
They are more now,
it was the
like
same
maybe
thing.
6.
So we had to get a class list of 1A or 4A. Actually 1A, because now you had to, some
Everyone
guys didn't
understands,
reach
some
S4.
guys,
Yeah.
yeah.
1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. And then we assigned different people to call their stream members for the reunion. But I could say I think I generated half of that list and even reached out to half. So when these guys saw Entire League, they told me that this thing you can do. We know you have the capacity to actually mobilize. So now there's that category of people who I was with in Mutungu, or with that is my classmates, I would say, ALCs. Also, most teams did not have kit, but there were ALCs bibs, 4 sets. So if you look at the old photos, if you scroll on that Facebook page to 2017, you'll see teams all wearing bibs with the ALCs logo here. Be it Pirates, be it Zimbas, be it Devils, at some point.
Yeah.
So that is when I said that the first category is my classmates. And they were very inspirational and very supportive. So I would say shout out again to the 2-time champions.
Reigning champions.
Reigning champions. Guys who win when they want. Like, you cannot force them. They win when they want, easily. So that is one category. Then now, fast forward when the league starts, I told you there were members. You see, when you have an idea and share it with someone, some people will listen to you and don't see it as valuable. Some people pick up, say, where do we go next? So that category had guys like Dixon Kawoya, the council, Mutumba, Edwin, Kajina. You see, I mentioned those 3 elite because they were already playing football as themselves. They even had the kit. So they were playing against, they used to organize games with different groups. There are very many guys who play soccer. So for them, me telling them about it, it's like they had also been thinking. So they were ready to move with the idea. And then, of course, onto that, you add all the captains of the original 12 teams or the pioneer 12 teams. So you'll go to vendors, Alfred Chiza, Joseph Bugabo, Stephen Kakonge. You go to block owners, Alan Chiinji, Dungu Stephen. You go to window, Mike Chitaka. I don't know why. Actually, Mike Chitaka was also in the very first category of people who just picked up the idea instantly and even started mobilizing people to join. He reached out to all those, the guys for me who are a bit older, who I had not reached out to, especially those 4 that came when we had started. So Mike Chitaka, Orech, that is window. You go to Devils, there's Maurice Taremwa, Chirumira, Japheth. And then you go to Outcast, Otuom. Immediately, maybe after Otuom, you had Baguma, Daniel, Kapi, Kawama. Zimbas, you had Kabazi, Baguma, Hilary Baguma, who was our first CMO.
The founding CMO.
Yes. And Senyimba. Then from there, you go to us. I've already mentioned the role. And then you go to Elite. The other 3 are already there. Mutumba, Edwin. Then from there, you go to Zulus. By Baxter, Yiga Henry, Dr. Cool, and Arembe. Then from those, of course, you go to Tsunamis, Dixon Kawe had mentioned. Then Alex Luchamuzi now comes in. Plus the whole group of Tsunamis were they brought a lot of good energy. And then from there you go to Mafias. That was Baki, who was not here, but actually was actively pushing and asking. Yes, and asking. Yeah. He was in Dar es Salaam. And then of course Blaze. Blaze actually was our first graphics designer. Blaze, he was also admin on Facebook, Twitter. So you have Blaze, of course, Roy or your coach, also very, very much the foot soldier. Because at Bat Valley we had a challenge. The other side, the wall was so close. So the balls would go over into Chiseka. That is Chiseka. Yeah. And then on the side also there was some kind of Indian setup. The ball would still go there. And to get it, the Askari would charge you 5,000. But I remember Roy. Then also there was this Kabat Valley Theatre. Again, the ball would also go there and they want to confiscate it. But I remember two people who used to actually, they were always retrieving balls. You know the game is going on, now the ball has gone. Of course, including our technical team, Waswa. But Waswa could not sometimes get the ball. So Roy, there's a classmate of mine called Salgado. I don't know if you saw one of our wing backs.
I think I know that name.
Molozi, Ronald, Salgado. Those guys were always running after, retrieving balls and bringing them back. So that is, now then you go to Pirates. Pirates, of course, actively, there was Alit, Amos, and Magero. Now, that is, those were the captains. But then also beyond the captains, now we had the committee, of which I was chairman, Edwin was vice, Mutumba was treasurer, and then there was the technical team that also Edwin headed, which had Chitaka, Edwin, it had Roy, and then there was the marketing team, which had Baguma, Hilary Baguma, was the head CMO. Then also my classmate, Sula Barikuna, was very much involved in the discussions and defining the thing we wanted to do. Then, of course, you had operations that still had Alex. I think he joined at some point. He was actually a secretary, operations. We used to interchange. It was about who is available to get running.
Yeah.
Then you also had Kajina, Nicholas Kajina, very center to the technical team. Yeah, those were really the guys I would say I would shout out to. But of course, there were other guys even without official roles. They were actually pushing each and every other day.
That's interesting. You talk a lot about Bat Valley. What was the general experience? Because, you know, from the time, at least for me, from the time Knights joined the league, telling us, Bat Valley was small, everyone was in one place, in one tent, guys used to just get crates and they just put them there. How was the experience?
You know, as human beings, people like to look to the past with some kind of nostalgia, and they feel like the past was always better. So Bat Valley was interesting. Like I told you, it was a small venue even on day one. Day one, match day one, season one. It was a small venue in that people had to park outside. But we were still, you see, this Smart League thing is something that people wanted, but had never actually got an opportunity to interact like that. So Bat Valley was where it's like parents, the joy of the firstborn doesn't compare to. I don't think it compares to anything else.
Yeah.
Even if today you live in a mansion in Buziga, but you had your firstborn somewhere in Namuongo. Some of those memories are sweet.
Yeah.
So I think that is one of the reasons here. But Bat Valley was a space with intimacy, like it was our own space. Okay? And also it came with little expectation. Previously, the events that Smakis attended came with some kind of pressure because of, let's say it's a dinner at Sheraton. You have to go driving, you have to buy a suit, you have to go with a babe, I don't know. But Smart League, you would walk in your shorts and what? Flip-flops. You understand? So, Bat Valley was, of course, we had Valhalla. They used to set up, maybe to take you back, is that because of the other argument, the two schools of thought that were saying that let's play and go away, and let's play and let's stay and have fun, after match day 1, the Let's Stay and Have Fun school actually won overwhelmingly. So we even had to do a supplementary budget. You understand?
Yeah.
Because somehow you have to get a sound system, you have to have tents. You have planned for 2, but actually they are not enough. Actually, I planned for 1 tent, not enough. So you have to put another one. Chairs for people to sit on. Because people realize actually there is no better place to hang out than with your boys,
people, yeah.
your people. And here also, from the onset, this was family day. Come with your kids. There was a bouncing castle that we hadn't planned for also. So the cost went up by. So now there's something very big about Smart League hosting. This is when now the idea gets introduced early.
That's
Like
the part of the hosting concept.
yeah, hosting, and it came to help with the budget. So we're like, because of the supplementary budget, maybe let's give guys days to host so that they can actually maybe chip in and help cover the other budget. But of course, that was one of the ideas. The other idea is that it would still, the idea was to give people ownership of the league and feel like it's their thing, they run it. I believe that is still the same thing to date. And it's the only thing that can sustain the league. You understand? If people feel like, hey, we actually own this. So hosting comes in around there. It didn't pick up, but there were some people, I remember on our day, my classmate, Sax, second year, he has a brother who was starting to do music. Today it's called Papi Chulo. I don't know if you can check him out. Those days he had another name. He was called Young Lean. I think he rebranded. So he came and actually sang and entertained the crowd, but still no stage, nothing fancy, just a microphone. And then I remember the foremost DJ, 2. One was a DJ Mato Valhalla. For him, it was even everything, technician. So we had to buy yaka every match day. Sometimes it runs out, you put on the meter, and LB. So they would real stay and actually play music to entertain the crowd. Yeah, so then I remember Window also, on the day they were told to host, they did not bring an artist or what, but they owned the day, they sang themselves. I remember George Chivondo, he was singing some Afrigo song. So Bat Valley has the initial memories because the pitch was small. Sometimes you would get scratches. It was not as good as Legends, but because it was the real beginning, and the person selling us the drinks was somebody you knew just from across. So, but also even because before Smart League there was not that kind of organization in cohorts. Like they did not have anything to rally them together to do certain things. So that is where all the things were born. Yeah. I don't know if I've answered that sufficiently.
Yes, you have. So now how does the transition to Legends come in?
So, like I told you, you're now the CMO. I don't know how much kilometers you cover on a match day. So many.
Yeah.
So from us, the management side, it was straining. The venue. Imagine you have SoccerNet has sponsored you with some balls, then they are confiscated. You understand?
Oh my God.
Also, there was a bit of challenges with the way you see the area. But still, we had to go back, season 2. But now season 2, there are 14 teams. And on top of being 14, you have now Vikings, who also come to participate in friendlies. But then even after Vikings, there were some now older guys. Today they're in Mamateo, Odaga, Alimondo. So even him, that time, he felt like they couldn't miss out. These are guys who are going to 50, but they still wanted to come around. So season 1, of course, is won by Devils. We had our finale at Graveyard. Graveyard is the Makere Impis pitch. Very colorful event. And the attendance, I don't know, it was big. to the point that even those that had been doing leagues, our other colleagues from other leagues were actually like, "Aish, this is actually big. You guys have kind of brought another angle to this whole thing." Yeah, so we had our thing. I remember the guest of honor was the Smakoba president. We invited Ntare for a friendly. Game almost turned chaotic, but we managed to contain the situation. And then, so we moved to season 2 again. Of course, even after season 1, we tried to get another venue, but things were difficult. Remember, I tried to Graveyard. Things were difficult. Mobs Nakawa again, it was also a bit difficult. So we went back to Batval. After all, it was just season 2. So when we go back to season 2, there are now 16 teams. So the other 4 have joined. Kiama, Bushmen, Cyclones, Mamateo. We played that season. Again, the numbers swelled up so much in the sense that parking space, even the pitch itself was small and we had to divide it into 2. We are doing 9 aside. After season 2, again we have our finale, the Graveyard. Again won by Devils. Maybe you'll have to understand why Devils were winning. Is that
You tell me.
they had, I think, they were better organized or had better managers of the group than the rest of us.
Who are those for Devils?
So I remember the chairman should have been Maurice Barige. Sorry, Tarema Maurice. And then the coach be Mokasa Bernard, former CEO. And then Larry as the captain, Chirumira as the vice captain. And then plus the whole group, they knew how the Andrew Bugembe. So they won 2 seasons because I think they figured it out much earlier than all of us that this thing actually needed organization. Yeah, so when we finished season 2 now, there was no we were going back to Bat Valley. Plus the teams were now going to 18 teams. Remember I told you these Vikings. And those guys they were called Swaibu Sliders. The story of Swaibu Sliders, one day you'll ask Odaga to tell you why they are called Swaibu Sliders.
No, tell us now.
Maybe you'll host him. I don't know if I'll do it justice, but apparently there was a guy who used to sell them fish in Smack called Swibe. Now the sliding part I don't remember. You'll ask him one day. And so we have to we're still looking. I remember that season I was looking for the pitch, Motomba was looking, everyone was looking. But maybe I was more active. So I remember I went to Mengo SS. Very good pitch. Mengo, I even had a letter from the minister. Because one of us, his father was Mr. Bakabulindi, honorable. So we went, took the letter, the conditions, I think they're not allowing booze and all that, were kind of unfavorable. Then we tried Chadondo. Although me, I knew it was a bit unworkable because of the commercial interest there. But there's the current MP of Koboko municipality, Charles Ayume. I think you guys know him. He's in Mamateo. So he had even come and played in Chambogo. He's a very big fan of soccer. In fact, if he's listening, we wish him well in this election. He's standing again. Don't ask which party. We just wish him well. I remember I talked to him because I knew he had a very good relationship with the Legends owner, who was also his classmate. So he told me, no, you know what? I'll put in a word for you. You go and meet him. But before we actually went to Bat Valley, even before Bat Valley, there was a venue search. This venue search, problematic as it may look today, it has always been. You understand? So before we went to Bat Valley, I remember we went to Legends with a proposal. I drafted some part, Edwin added in. So went to Legends. That time there was nothing happening on Sunday. This is late 2016. And we gave him a proposal of our numbers and the commercial value we were going to bring. We're even willing to pay for the place every time we were there. So I met the manager and they were not interested. But for me, I made a mental note and I said, you know what? The day we come back here, we shall not pay for this place. That was a mental note for me. So we went. Now, on our return, after the connection from Honorable Charles Ayume, and then also one of my friends in vendors, Joseph Bugabo, also having been involved with rugby a lot, he had a connection with the Legends. I went with him for that meeting. That meeting took 10 minutes and were given the venue.
Wow.
And we knew with the move to Legends, it was going to blow up. With that move to Legends, we knew now it was a big game changer. Because I don't think there's anyone who went to SMAC that does not know Legends. Because even when I remember for us, when we were in S2, we played our first game against the Namiriango S2s at Legends in 2003. You get? So I don't know if there's any SMAC that did not know Legends.
Oh, the rugby games, they're all there.
Yes. So when we went to the meeting with Mr. Daniel Kagwa, of course I told him, we are 18 teams in the league. And we are saying that each team at a very minimum has 15 people. I don't know whether it was 15 or 20. If you do the total, it was 300 something people. And I told him each person of the 320 is going to spend 20K here at your venue. So, of course, he already knew, being a SMAC, he knew I was not making up stuff. It's like, okay, sounds good. We have only 2 conditions. In fact, no, he didn't mention. I told him, and for us, this money, of course, is going to be spent on your beverages and food. For us, we don't bring in. The only thing we ask you to allow us bring in is water for the teams. I'm sure you found that there.
Yes.
The water for the teams used to come from outside, Jibu water. But they used to supply us. Who is our water sponsor today?
Zora water.
Zora water. So, he said, okay. And I told him the other condition, our schedule is not disrupted. If we say this, we will give you a schedule prior, and it's not disrupted. He said, okay, I have only one condition. We need to sign an MOU. And I said, that is even better for me. So then we moved to Legends. Of course, I was with Joseph. When I called my colleagues on management, Edwin, Mutumba, Chitaka, Baguma, it was, nobody could believe that we had actually pulled off that venue. And when we started, it was there to see that the venue had a significant push. But of course, remember, and a push on all our objectives. So that was the transition. But Valley was small, though he did everything for us. He helped us start, and everybody has very good memories of Bat Valley.
Did you win did Elks win their first trophy in that first year of Legends?
No.
They won the second.
We won that season 3, then won season 4.
You won season 4. What is your favorite season? I think we've had 7 of them. Toward Bat Valley, I think I've seen all the ones at Legends. Of course, don't touch it TSL 7 because you went against please. In terms of excitement, because TSL 5, I remember That's when Knights came into the league. There was a lot of competitions. It was Block Honors, Zulus till the very end. Of course, there were Cyclones in the middle, but of course, it was 2 at the end. Then TSL 6. That's when Zimbas took it. They were battling with Outcasts and Mafias.
Mafias, yeah. Outcasts and
Mafias, there were 3. I remember the table changed like 20 times. And then someone scored, someone changes. That was also a very exciting season. Obviously, TSL 7, the introduction of a new format as well. Which one do you think in all that past 7 seasons stands out?
My favorite. You see, the question should be my favorite. My favorite season was season 4. Because if it was a child, they were now going to school. You understand? From a baby, they were now going to school. Because besides Alex winning, it was a very good season. And I was the president of the league then. But we had come of age in terms of so many things. First of all, the football was very good. From the football to how we were organized as management, very good. I remember there was not a lot of hosting, artists, but the few that actually were there were big. So the finale, I remember a colleague of mine who is very much involved with rugby told me that the finale, I don't know if you guys attended the season 4 finale, the one before COVID. You attended? 2020.
No.
Just before lockdown. You
I remember
didn't?
we were in exams that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were those that attended. It was very well organized. Turn up was good. I remember that season we had a number of guests to the Smart League, including the late Cedric Babu. That was his first time. William Blake, Oscar Kihika, Fabian Kasi. There was, I think, Anthony Chivirige from URA. We had a lot of special guests that year. And we were really, even the reviews and what people were saying on Twitter and on X and all that was, it was, we had come of age then. Of course, also to cap it up, Alex won it.
The first star.
Yes, and they won it. Real winning. Like, emphatic.
the end?
Yes. No, not to the end. Like, they wrapped it up 2 match days before the finale.
Was that where you were battling with Cyclone?
Yes, but there were 9 points behind us by the end of the season. so we won it with 2 match days to go. And even the remaining games, we still won them. So this is a team that got 3 guards of honor.
Hey, they were there.
Yes, because, so on the day we won it, we had to get a guard of honor. Right?
On the day you won it.
Yes.
Wait, you won it before playing on that day?
No, after, of course, after. Okay. After. Is that a guard of honor or a lap of honor?
No, the guard is at the beginning of the game.
No.
Yeah,
So,
when entering and
so we got
in
2.
the middle.
Because we won it against Devils on match day 16. Okay? We were playing Elite next as champions. We got a guard of honor. Then on the last day we played Outcast. As champions, we still got a guard of honor. So,
Wow, that must have been a very, very good season.
and these 2 were our fiercest rivals, soccer-wise, in school, because Outcasts were just 2 years above us and Elite 1 year. So, in terms of TSL glory and success, I don't know of a greater team. That was even before season 7. Yes.
That's very interesting. Then there've been so many moments in the Smart League. Personally, for me, what I can say, if I'm thinking right now, if I'm thinking of the best TSL moments, I picture the Sayed Dagger against Lycans, where Knights ran half the legend speech, then came back. I think I said even got a red card for that goal.
Because he took off his shirt. I think I was already on a yellow card.
Then there was the Aporu Dagger on the last day to win Zimbabwe's the trophy. Then there's been a lot of moments. And also just not football wise, there's also entertainment wise. We have very, very quick entertainment. Like I remember the time when they did back-to-back hosts, best hosts of the season. What has been your best, if you pick a moment as, not even as a founder, but like as a TSL fan, this moment stood out. Which one you like?
That would be, you see, yes, I'll pick the moment, but for me, I cannot detach the part of founder. My favorite moment for me was 7th January 2017, Match Day 1, Season 1. For one simple reason, the smiles I saw on people's faces that day. And given the struggle and doubt I had been having, I just knew this was a hit. I knew this thing was going to work or catch, like they say, and it was an instant hit. So Match Day 1, I remember, we left early. We left like at 5:30. I remember Alan G, captain of block owners. This man was in S6 when I was in S1. So no prior relationship at all. Of course, he was the sports attaché of Lodell. I used to probably carry his boots back then. But that day the man drove me home. He was very happy. Like we were all talking endlessly.
Yeah.
So for me, the joy, even with the guys were bruised, people on feet, limping, but the joy the joy I saw on their faces. People came to me to thank me. Others say, you don't know what you've just done. This is wonderful. So for me, 7th January 2017, that was my best moment of Smart League.
That's a touching one.
Thank you.
That's a touching. So, chairman.
Yes.
I'm used to calling him. Mose.
Mulalo, any name.
Mulalo. You have a song. Mose. Yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take from that. So, obviously, as you know, we've been talking about the transition of the league from Bad Valley to Legends, and as we all know that, as we both know, we have a new venue partner, IUEA, International University of East Africa. How are you feeling about this new big change for the league?
Thank you. Like I said earlier on, I told you that Bat Valley was good, but then sometimes you outgrow a place, basing on primarily your objectives. And your objectives, there are many objectives. You could be having a very good playing turf, but when you're limited on other things. Or you could be having very other good things, but when the turf is very poor. So, like I said, Bat Valley was good, but at some point, it was limiting the growth of the league in terms of the environment, who could show up. Then Legends came in, it was very good. Because I think the discussions you hear of Bat Valley, we used to sit in our small groups. What people did not understand that, for example, at Bat Valley, I probably knew everyone that was attending Smack League. Nowadays, there are guys at Smack League who don't know me. You understand?
Yeah.
Then also, at Bat Valley, we were at Legends now, because the space was big and the people had increased. Remember, I told you one of the reasons we put guest players, or the spirit, was to attract other people. So now you had even other people. Because between when we started and around after COVID, there were about 3 schools leagues that actually were consistently going and stable. So you had us, Inter League, Chapa League. Chapa League actually, we started about the same time, either 1 week apart or but we started in the same time. if you can confirm with them. So what happened is that there's a time when we had just gone to Legends, is that all these other people, many schools did not have leagues. So all of them used to come to Smack League. I would say Ngonians, Bodonians, okay, started with us there when we went to Legends, but still, these are still, if he knows that, if he has friends among us, he will want to pass by. Or maybe the feeling is different, what he gets that side and what he gets this side. But also the hype around Smack League was a lot. So you find that the small intimate crowd of Bat Valley now became way bigger. So that is why you get these things of, hey, now it's no longer the same thing. So why I was mentioning that is that, but then Legends came with all those advantages. And at some point, you realize there are things you cannot achieve when you're at Legends. And if you stray from your core objectives, then you are as good as dead. You understand? So then also, of course, incidentally, or by coincidence, Legends actually, it changed hands, and I don't know the details of the new people, but so now we go to IUEA. Now IUEA for me is Bat Valley 2, but with bigger space, more people, and which space allows us to get to achieve one of the most core things we want to do. And this is the creating, availing, and maintaining a mutual business platform. I want to believe that IUEA is a place where we pay for the space and use it as we wish.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, the smartest of this generation, I think the bigger number are hustlers. Unlike the guys who are 50 and above, where by the time you left school, there was a job waiting for. Nowadays, it's different. So most people are actually what? In the gig economy. You know, the gig economy. So the venue gives us an opportunity to hit that objective. You understand? Of course, there are so many other things we can get, but if you block out that objective, the whole purpose of the league, you get very little. Because I can tell you, the need to meet has been met. Like it's pre-Smack League and today, the need to meet has been met. Some are even tired of each other. It is not like before, because you guys you see the teams in the Smack League have different experiences. You guys were in school when the league was there. Now for us, we finished school, finished campus, and there was no league. You understand? So then there was a big gap to be filled in terms of how people meet. Fitness, that has also been achieved. For me, I believe in the whole fitness revolution going around the world, we actually played a big part amongst our people. Because there are guys who had totally given up on sports until Smack League. And there are guys who only play, like they got something to push them to maybe jog twice a week. You understand? So even that need for fitness has been met. Smakoba having us where they can reach us, that's also there.
Yes.
Whether it has, and I believe it has been taken advantage of. I mean, it has been utilized for a good cause. But the need that is still a bit lacking is that whole business platform where we actually come together. And because this one, you have to do it every other time. You have to market every day. You have to meet people every day. So for me, I believe this new venue allows us to achieve that. It's also a good playing turf. I've been there. Maybe what I would do, request management, I know they are watching this podcast, is managing the entrance. Because it's like I told you, the reason Smack is enjoy a place is if it is exclusive to them. And I don't mean just Smarkies, but them and their friends. But if the access is not being emphasized that way, where there are things that make people uncomfortable, then that is a problem. So we need maybe to pay specific attention to that. But otherwise, the venue is good. If you have your hustle, I believe the doors are open. CMO, right? Any, there are no limitations. Come. I've seen for the first time, actually, you guys put out adverts on social media for people to bid.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a very positive step. And so when you come to Smart League, especially at a place like IUEA, you are supporting the platform. You're supporting people who can also support you.
Take a sip, Guinness one.
I was saying, before we went on that break, that world over, people, or the topmost people, the winning formula is a network. If you have a strong network, things are a little easier than if you have to work. If you don't have a network, you have to work 1,000 times harder.
Sure.
So how about we build our network meaningfully, deliberately? You understand? So if the cost is you having to travel a little more than maybe 10 kilometers than you used to move, it is worth it if what you're building is something that will come around and help you or help your community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Can I also get your view on there are two parts of the new structure. There's the part of the pool where we transitioned from the table and we went into the pool format. Then now there's the new one where we have the elders in one pool and then the younger years in the other.
Yeah, so actually it's good you said there are two parts to it. The new format, which started last season, I think helps with the challenges we had as a league. Because remember, you have so many teams. So if you do a hybrid and have some kind of knockout, it shortens the season, and which is ideal because 6 months of playing is fair. Unlike about season 3 where we're going to 11 months, season 6. So I think that particular part about it is actually very good, and I don't think anyone disagrees with it. In terms of, for example, you, the foot soldiers, people think management is a prestigious role, but you will tell them.
Anything but.
So, anything that reduces the load on the foot soldiers of the league is actually good. I'm telling you this as the first foot soldier of the league. Now, the part of how the pools have been, the criteria for doing the split for me, last season, the random one, or draws, was perfectly fine. Now, the one of this season of cutting according to age, for me, is actually a step backwards. In the sense that, you see, I don't think there is any school in Uganda and even in the world that has the class difference that SMAC has. With the league, we moved one step closer into improving that. You understand? Now, the thing about SMAC is it's kakuni. For example, if I am going to play a season only against Zimbas, Elite, Outcasts, Devils, Window, Block on, these are the guys I was in school with at the same time. Trust me, there is no reason for me. There will be no point of contact with the Balkan. I'm not going to have any conversation with them. Because you see, the league, in fact, those days when we were just starting, or the thing we shared, the analysis was that the league is a shared conversation. It is content. Content that makes me talk to Odaga, who was in SMAC in 93. And where does this start from? From competing. So if I played against him, I have jazz of we beat you. Or you guys are good. But if we are not going to meet anywhere, there is no content. So the conversation is limited. And you guys are you smarkies, you know this, is that you will keep around, even look at the seating arrangement. Whichever venue we are. Have you try to picture it? I'm picturing legends. Is that you have knights here, gladiators will be here. After there, you will have Lycans. Then Outcasts will be in the other corner. Again, next to them is Devils. And maybe Outcasts. Alks. Now, imagine these guys never get to meet. Yes, you could argue they meet in the knockouts, but those are how many games? Those are 3 match days. You understand? But you see, even if I do not play Zimbas, I will talk to them. You, even if the season ends with you playing, without you playing gladiators, you will still talk to them. At work, you're still at the same level. You understand? In your age bracket, you still, I don't know, dating the same girls. You could even have a brother in there, a sister, something like that. But a man like, let me say, Paul Senyomo, a captain of Mamateo, you have no conversation with him. But if you are shoulder to shoulder with him on the pitch, that's the starting point.
Yes.
So for me, the criteria for splitting should be random. Random, it gives a fair chance, everyone, at who they are going to meet. So for me, the cut, I don't know how this was arrived at this season, but of course there was a process. Yeah, people are losing the big picture. In that, I will tell you, for me, even guys I was with in SMAC, before SMAC League, say 4 years ahead, some of them you had no conversation. But here, even just like having that game brings you together. And when it brings you together, even with maybe their other friends, their circles. So if I strongly feel the split should be random and not used age. Actually, for me, if you listen to me, I never use the talk of younger years and older.
I hate it.
I don't like it either.
I hate it.
And it keeps, of course, the devil at SMAC threatens to attack the league. And I think maybe with this format, we could be unleashing something we don't know.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Let's go to something more colorful.
Yes.
Something more colorful. Something like TSL 7. Colorful for you. Yes. For me, not so much. Talk us through the season. Did you was getting the league an objective from the start, or maybe you reached this to the knockouts and you're like, this is a chance, maybe. Talk us through the organizations. How did you get to the final? Let's not even talk about the final yet. How did we get there? How did you get there?
Thank you. I think you need to invite my captain here one day and you interview him, because I'm kind of interfering, but I can still, it's my team, so I can tell the story. So we won season 4, 2020. It was 1st Feb. 1st Feb? Yeah, it should have been Feb. 1st Feb or 3rd Feb. Now, that was February. That is the same time Liverpool won the league. The problem was immediately after that, because we were on fire. But then the league took 2 years to resume. You understand? Because we went to lockdown immediately, March 2020. So when we returned in 2021, season 5. Was that your first season?
Yeah, that was our first
No,
season.
2021. Somehow our momentum had gone. 2 years of a break and all that. So that season, of course, everyone, it was not only us who had lost momentum. So that season, I think we finished. We were still in top 10. And we were playing. But of course, some people in the team, some guys are hungry. They want to win every season. Others are not. They are guys. And for me, I come from that school of, I don't have to win every season. Well, it kills the joy. You still guys that Bayern Munich, like, how can you win 13 times? You need to go back a bit, and then so the sweetness is in working towards go to the top again. But that is, of course, my view. Some people want to win everything. So we came season 5. When we were there, the camp was not. We didn't have a single mind of what we want to do. Season 6, same thing. But at this season 6 now, we carried the quarrels from season 5 into season 6. So by mid-season 6, we had actually appointed a new team. We appointed a new team mid-season 6. But of course, the aim was season 7. So this the committee that now carried last season actually started working mid-season 6. The other guys stepped aside. Because for us, it is simple. It's whoever has the energy and enthusiasm. If you have it, please come and what? And we move. So these guys now, we wrote off season 6. Said, oh, let's just go. I think we're still either number 9. We have never, at least for the last 4 seasons, we have not gone out of top 10, I think. So when we started season 7, first of all, the goal was, because there was some, I think people either misconstrued the communication that there was a trophy for the regular. So like our target should be to win our pool. Apparently there was a trophy for that. That was the first objective. Of course, when you win, you qualify. But we have a big team in terms of managing the team. And so we started well, dropped off a bit. But of course, if the teams are few, you see that you actually have a chance. So like, I know, our target is still to top the group and win that trophy. Of course, along the way, we realized there was no trophy. So like now our trophy is what? Our target is knockout. Of course, there's nobody that comes to the knockout with no intention of
winning. You have to get that win.
of going all the way. Yeah, so our team, we have a very good coach who is also a very good player, but I think he's the best player in our team. Yeah?
The coach?
Yes. But he's so good as a coach, he was sacrificed to become a coach. Can you believe that? Like at least, it's called McDonald Mutiaba. You think you've seen him?
Yes, I know.
So when we started season 7, he had a broken arm. He had broken his arm in corporate league. So we couldn't register him. So he joined our coach, Timothy Emeru. He joined the technical area. But the magic he did there. So by the time he recovered, because by the mid-season transfer he had recovered, but the concession was like, you take this guy out of the technical area.
Problem.
So let him what? But at least on our team, he's among the top 2, if not number 1. So he really pushed the team. He's very good, of course, together with his co-coach, Timothy Emeru. But the main thing was mobilization of people to show up. So we assign different pockets of people. You're responsible for so and so. Make sure they're here for match day. Yeah, and when you reached, of course, our quarterfinal, baptism of fire for the for my friends.
Big debutants.
Shout out to Haman. Haman has never recovered up to date. and is it Malomo? Malomo.
Yeah, Apollo.
Those ones have never recovered. So, yeah, from there, 3 games was not a problem for a team that has won before. You just had to prepare. And of all those games, we showed up with no excuse. You see, you can say, now Nabongo is not around. No, everyone showed up. And if people are calm and set, they can't fail to win any game. Yes, of course, that doesn't mean that the other opponents like Knights were not preparing, but somehow the game is a winner or a loser. Yeah, so, but like I said, it was about deciding very early that we actually want to go all the way. So, preparation. Like I told you, we started preparing for season 7, mid-season 6. We were quick to write off the other. I said, no, this one, it's okay. We will not win it. Let's go for. And of course, that now made Zimbabwe lucky. Because if we had decided to also compete for 6,
I don't know what Sixers is going to say about that.
Sixers knows. By the way, if there's any team that knows our ability as a football class, let him not lie to you. He knows. So, yeah, preparation. Of course, even in terms of how we edged you guys, it was really about the squad and the management of the squad. Because yes, you guys were a bit younger, 10 years younger, but still, you realize to the end we were still. You couldn't say that this team is tired and the other. You guys actually looked a bit more tired than us. I don't know if that's true.
I don't think so. I don't think so. So the organization, I feel like what I do from that is organization. Is that how to win the Smart League?
Yes, of course. Of course, also if you're lucky and you have real talent. Because I tell guys say that the reason we edged nice was because we had 3 guest players. Maybe true, but we won season 4 with 1 guest player. There were 2, but the other one was actually competing for a number with Sachs. And Sachs that time was the top assist. So meaning Sachs was better.
Could not be, yeah.
He could not be benched. So the issue, you win the league if you must have a minimum of 10 smarkies who can play, including a goalkeeper. Now the other guests, the friends of ours, play according to your ability. They cannot make you good. You have to be good for you to also bring the best out of them. You have to want it more than them. They shouldn't carry the team like beyond. Like they shouldn't be putting in like 8 and then you guys are doing 20. It's not possible. In fact, you guys should be doing 70 and they do 30.
Okay, so we talked about the leagues, how the league started, the league's past, a bit about the league's present. Let's talk about the league's future. Given what we've talked about, and of course putting into consideration our objectives, our mission, our vision, the things that we need to achieve, where do you see the Smart League in the next, let's say 5 years?
It's a tricky question. I don't think you should ask me where I see it, where I want it to go, maybe. Do you think that should be?
Yes, fine, we can go with that.
Yeah, where I want it to go. So, as earlier, as I mentioned, that the Smart League had a vision and several objectives. I can tell you, several objectives have been met temporarily in the short term. You understand? And one of the indicators of that is us in this room. There was nothing like Smart League before. Now it's here. We are doing a podcast. You understand? Where I want it to go, because the long term is the most important thing about any initiative. Because the long term means it's not about you who are here today. And it's not about those who are managing it now. You understand? but it's about how the community, this asset or this initiative, how it keeps relevant and even cements itself in people's lives. Even if someone is not coming to IUEA, what interaction do they have with Smart League? You understand? So, in I think before season 6, we did a strategic plan. I think that's a document I think that you guys should make public, especially now using this media platform. But even before you make it public, those that are actually running the league, your pain should be, by the time you get out of office, at what level have you left a strategic plan? You understand? For example, Alex, most of us are in late 30s. There are guys in Mamateo who are 50. Those guys are not going to be playing football in 5 years. But how does the league remain relevant to them?
How do they stay? How do
They don't even have to attend match day. Because unless you're defining the league as match day, the league shouldn't be match day.
Yes.
So, I remember when we were discussing, when we had a retreat, Chairman Alfred kept referring to the service offering. We were in the same group, me and
Yeah.
you.
So I remember.
So the service offering of Smart League, what does it offer? You understand? How it doesn't have to be just going to play football. Maybe it could be that we have an insurance scheme as all of us. So that these things, I remember, we have done like, I think 5 car washes since Smart League started. The first one was at Bat Valley for someone from Mafias called Semanda. Semanda actually recovered. I think he needed something to do with the kidney transplant. He recovered. We collected some money for him. I think it was like 9 million. He recovered Semanda. These are stories you need to also look out for. Then we did another one. There was, I think, somebody who was related to someone in elite called Albert. He had a bad accident. So we also did a car wash at Legends. And other initiatives that we have done. But I imagine if you have, like, let me say, an insurance scheme as us, let me say, 2,000 people, I don't think you would have to go that route of car wash. You know the society we live in if you have such a thing. So I believe, then, you see, earlier on I hinted on the importance of a network. A network is only important if it is actually if it is serving its purpose. Can the league solve the problem of information asymmetry? Information asymmetry, you are, let me say, a data analyst. Somebody in Zimbabwe needs a data analyst. You're probably the best guy on the market. But how do they know that you are there? Minus the physical networking and you having to go and, can we, maybe using technology, have a platform? Can we have a secretariat that coordinates those opportunities? The simplest thing, you have somebody maybe in Airtel, okay, maybe not Airtel, any other organization is looking for interns. Yeah? But there are guys there who are guys in Balkans who are looking for internship. And they have the qualifications. You also, they are probably the guys you need. But how do you know that they are there? How do you know? Can the league solve that? Can the league provide a solution there? You understand? Then also, in the country we live in, you have heard of groups that have put funds together and maybe invested. Why shouldn't we be able to do that? Like you have this gentleman is SCCA. What do they call them? Our CFO is what?
Yes.
Is what?
He's an auditor.
He's an auditor. So you have professionals, you have I don't know, you have so many people. If you looked at the CVs of guys who actually are on management, and maybe the responsibilities they are handling elsewhere, why can't this be done this side?
Applied here.
So if we don't do that, this football will evaporate. Like, at some point, it will not make sense to some people. So maybe it will now remain about guys who can run and kick, but also them without these other older people, maybe it loses the steam. So we have a strategic plan. It's not, of course, a Bible that you don't change, but we would need to see that we have met and had a good time. We meet and have a good time, okay? But how do we actually make our network deliberate in terms of supporting each other? How do we solve the problems that numbers have solved for other people elsewhere? Because we have those problems.
Sure. That's very interesting. Very interesting. This is going to be it's going to make a very interesting watch for the management, the board members.
I hope so.
Okay, so as we wrap up something that is, as we wrap up some all the things to do with TSL, before we dive into the other things. Of course, we know that you're the managing director of Chakara Sports Agency. So, how did your experience with TSL give birth to that, or was it the other way around?
My experience with TSL gave back to that. So, Chakala Sports is a team building and leisure sports management agency. What I call Smart League is leisure sports.
Yeah.
Corporate League is leisure sports. Bankers Gala is leisure sports. Insurers Gala. So I realized that because one of the things that made Smart League good was the organization. I don't know if that was the first thing that caught your eye the moment you joined.
It is.
It is.
Yes.
You see things as seamless.
Structured.
Yes.
Yeah.
People show up. Because I can tell you, before Smart League, this whole graphics revolution, actually, partly, it could have been there, but it was not being pushed. Even for me, UPL teams. Previously, if you go to their media, like before 2016, they were not doing a lot of artwork and advertising games. So we kind of inspired something around that time. Because one of the things people that I don't know if that was the case with you, you'll be like, man, this thing is well branded. You understand? Well branded, of course, not on the social media part, and well marketed. So Chakala Sports came out of here, and I realized that this is a service that is needed by so many groups of people. And so it's been up and running since we had started in 2019, but then COVID hit us, and you know what COVID did to such things, events. There were doubts that, man, maybe we'll never return. You remember even Premier League stopped. But after we came back, again, we started working in 2021. I've worked with several groups of people. And for me, my CV is as far back as Smart League. Even Budo League, those were our very close people, in the sense that actually when Budo League was launching, it was launched by Smart League. I remember it was season 2, 2018. They came and had, so the year of devils in Budo League, they are called Masape. They came and had a game with devils, a friendly game at Smart League. But of course, the man who started Budo League, Isaac Musemba, a good friend of mine, he was trying to show his guys that, this, we can actually do this. So they went and started, but they first started with Interhouse, which again didn't work out. So their first season was inter-house. Season 2, they now went for cohort. And I remember they had started playing at Chadondo. When we got Legends, because I told them, you know what, let's go to Legends. And I spoke to Legends management. I told them, you know what, so you now have us on Sunday, but we do twice. There is a vacant Sunday. Why don't you get these guys here? And they were like, bring them up on board. So that is my CV from organizing these things and understanding. I've worked with Uganda Society of Architects. They also have a sports gallery where they call professionals. I worked very recently with the Trinity College Nabingo.
Yes.
You are
Shout out to Teresa House, please. Thank you.
You happen to have been there. And it's other team building activities, of course, with corporate companies. Yeah, so Chakala Sports was really, it came out of Smack League.
Okay, so as I had mentioned before this, I think we've come to the conclusion of the Smack League segment of the podcast. We're now going to kind of explore something outside the Smack League, a few things outside the Smack League, shortly after. So if you have any final words in terms of anything connecting to the Smack League, maybe if you, any advice that you can give the board, maybe management, anything. You know, as the founder, you're the vision bearer of the Smack League. So that would also be very, very important.
Yeah, as earlier, when you asked me about where I would want it to go, my advice is simple, is that we have come together, had a good time, gotten to know each other, but the benefits, structured benefits of a large group like ours, we have not yet started executing structured. And that is the true vision of the league, because we were there even before there were so many smarties, but they were not together. So now that you've brought them together, how do you harness this this group, using, of course, order? And all this is spoken to by the strategic plan. So whoever is in a position of, is in the driving seat, and this is not just management, even all of us, because management is supposed to execute what we want. And this is not even just from demanding it, but if you have an idea of how you think we can get to that sustainable beat, and the Smack League secures permanent relevance, please come forward, share the idea with those in charge. But those in charge, most importantly, you are the leaders, so drive us to where we should be.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you very much, our viewers. I hope you've enjoyed the very first episode of the Smack League podcast. Thank you. All right, so match day 3 coming up, hosted by the vendors and Tsunamis as well. It's this Sunday at IU grounds. There's going to be a lot of games, and I want to engage in who is going to win which game. I know, don't write a script before it's written for you, but let's get in. So, first game of the day, Bushmen versus Zulus.
It's a draw.
A draw.
Yeah.
Knights versus Vikings.
Knights will win this one.
Okay. This is a very interesting picture I'm about to say. Alks versus Elite.
Clean sheet out. It's a win.
Clean sheet out.
A win with a clean sheet, yes.
Okay. Zimbas versus Window.
That's a draw.
Pirates versus Phantoms.
Pirates will win.
Block Owners versus Devils.
As a draw.
Gladiators versus Vulcans.
Gladiators will win that one.
Lycans versus Spartans.
I'll go Spartans.
Outcasts versus Mamateo.
A draw.
Cyclones versus Mafias.
Cyclones, Mafias for the win.
And lastly, Vendors versus Tsunamis. The match they host face each other.
Vendors will win that one.
Vendors will win. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. So obviously, we are going into match day 3.
Mm-hmm.
Here, the defending champions, out 2-time champions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it takes to win the league.
Mm.
Who are you thinking this season is going to win the league?
Well. I would say Ox.
Okay, that's locked in. Ox.
Just
Chairman is saying Ox are going back to back. They are going to defend their
guesswork,
championship.
because now it's guesswork.
Yes.
So I'd rather stick with my team.
Okay, so Ox, you're backing Ox to win the TSL main cup.
Yes.
Founders Cup.
Founders Cup, it will be Mafias, and Elite will lose to them in that one.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Chairman, stepping out of the SMAC League, which Uganda Premier League team do you support?
I support SC Villa, Jogo Salongo.
Are you feeling good about their chances?
A little optimism.
There was this new format that was coming in, but it has been, they're still doing the home and away. Next season, I think, yes, definitely Vipers are the defending champions. What are the
Chances of Villa? Villa is always a contender. Actually, miss the old days when we used to have the big 3. There was a cup for the big 3. Express, Villa and KCCA. I don't know if it happened today who would be the big 3 or who would drop out of those big 3. But I wish it could also come back because it was an exciting tournament.
Okay.
It was called VEC, Villa Express KCCA.
Okay, SC Villa. What about the Premier League? What team do you support in the Premier League?
I've been a Ghana since 1998. I don't know. What team you are supporting then?
What are your comments on the recent shortcomings in the title races?
I wouldn't call them shortcomings. We've been building. You see, earlier when I told you, I am not the person who believes that you should win every year. Of course, Arsenal has not won in a while. But the recent push is actually very progressive. And trust me, it is going to end where Chelsea fans dread the most.
Which one?
Well, we're going to lift the Premier League.
We are world champions.
Yes. And you participating in this season.
We are participating. We are close by. We are much in a situation.
Yeah. So, it's, I wouldn't call it a shortcoming. We've been climbing. And it's a clear process. You see that there was this gap. It's now been plugged. Next. Yeah.
So who are you backing to win? You're backing Arsenal to win the season?
Definitely. Arsenal's winning.
What about the Champions League?
Champions League, Arsenal.
You're backing Arsenal to win their first Champions League?
Yes, because it's clear from the last 2 seasons. Quarters, semis, now we're in the final. But Arsenal in the final, they're winning.
Okay. So obviously, I know the World Cup is next year, a bit far, but I feel like it's not too early to give that prediction as well. Who are you backing to win the World Cup?
World Cup has become very confusing for me because I do not have a team that I actually support. Yes, there's a team you wish could win, but I think for me, if World Cup, I probably have a different team.
So which team do you wish would win the World Cup?
England.
Which team do you think will win?
Out of sympathy, not that I'm an England supporter, but out of sympathy, because these guys invented the game.
but all they get is stick from. So I would want to see them happy because they've cried for so long.
So-
And they are doing the most in terms of investment in what? Football, because the Premier League is everyone's conversation. So it would be nice to see them win it.
So
Also with the
you would
big
like to
contingent
see
from
them-
Arsenal. That would mean Saka is a World Cup winner. Rice,
Palmer.
Skelly.
Chris James.
Yeah, they would all be.
Hey.
Eze, Madueke, so it would
So-
still be.
So you wish them? Do you think they are going to win? Which team do you think is going to win? There is Spain. There is France.
All strong teams.
Obviously,
It's
there's
difficult.
Portugal.
Honestly, I wouldn't. You wouldn't comfortably predict now because so many things happen before the World Cup. A key player can get injured. Guys can get excited and sack a coach who has been on a good trajectory. So, but yeah, I would be happy for an England win, France, those two.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chairman.
You're welcome.
It's been very rough having you.
Okay.